Hello, guys, and welcome to another edition of the podcast. Today, I am the host. Naomi is the one that is hosting because I have been fighting COVID and I have fog brain, so it's a lot easier for her to get notes together than it is me. We are going to be joined by Michelle here momentarily, but until then, we are going to discuss our own struggles with mental health and how we cope with them. Naomi, you have any issues or struggles with mental health within yourself, or
Oh, I have had before, yeah. Um, get anxious quite a lot.
how do you cope with it? What is your methods of coping?
I found going out running, exercise has been the best thing to do. And when I started last year playing guitar as well, that helped a lot.
Staying productive helps a lot.
Yeah,
I suffer from depression and anxiety and stuff, and what helps me is meditation and all that fun stuff. How about you, Greg? And then we'll be joined by Michelle because she just joined us in the backstage area.
I know, I could see that. Um, yes and no. Like, I'm a pretty happy dude, as you can see, all the time. Like, I'm always happy.
Staying happy though, even if you are depressed, is kind of a bad thing in itself.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself. And Michelle, thank you for joining us.
Hi, how are you?
Doing
Hi,
good. How
Michelle.
are you doing?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you quite
we can.
all right.
Perfect.
We was wanting to have a mental health episode with you for quite some time because we had Steve Brown on here,
Yes.
and God rest his soul.
Yes.
And we've been wanting to have somebody on who helps out with different people and helping with their mental health problems. You had an issue with alcoholism, which gladly you are better. What's a word you have for people that suffer from depression, anxiety, alcoholism? How to help them get better? Like, what helped you?
I think for me, it didn't really have like a clear understanding of what was wrong with me. I didn't know that I suffered from alcoholism. And I remember, for years, like, I had my first drink at the age of 13. And from there, it was like, blackout, fall down drunk. And I woke up the next day and I was like, that was amazing. When can we do that again? Something that gets me out of the present moment, right? Something that actually treated this internal problem that I've had my entire life, right? And then just going through the years, my teenage years and through my 20s, and really just trying to find something external to still fix this internal issue, right? And for me, it was alcohol and drugs that got me to that place of blackout. When I think I just didn't have the coping skills, right? And the fact that I could find a substance that'll like just numb everything, it was my solution to this internal problem. So then going into the rooms of a 12-step program, I didn't have a clear understanding of what was wrong with me. All I knew is I couldn't stay stopped. I can stop, but I can't stay stopped, and that's my problem, So, I remember going to meetings and thinking like, I don't belong here. I got this, right? And I go back out and I would convince myself that this time when I drink, I will be able to control it, right? I will have the power to stop, and the truth of the matter is I am 100% powerless, right? I'm powerless when I put alcohol in my system. I'm powerless over that. As soon as I start, I don't have the power to stop, right? And it took me quite a while, like in and out of the rooms and trying to do some controlled drinking, to really be, convinced of the fact that, okay, maybe I can't do this, maybe I do need help. Maybe what they're saying in these rooms is the truth. And when I finally And for me, this was it. It was like surrendering to the truth. I was not able to be honest with myself, and I would believe my own lies, and I wasn't able to be honest with anyone else. And I would go to any lengths to try and just cover up, what the truth is. And the truth of the matter is I suffer from this illness, right? And I 100% do. And it was like when I was able to fully admit that to myself and to others, it was like this weight had been lifted off of me. And I actually felt like I could breathe again. And the fact that I didn't have to lie anymore was huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you relate there?
I've not really had any substance abuse problems per se, but a lot of issues that people are facing is they think there's shame in needing help, whether it be their own mental health problems, their own alcoholism, their own drug abuse. And there is absolutely no shame in reaching out to people, getting help that you need, because sometimes you can't help yourself because it's in here. It's something that you can't personally help. And if you need help, go get help. If you're listening to this, go get help. Whether it be talking to somebody like a therapist or just talking to friends helps some people. Like there's no shame in getting help.
I think it's one of the hardest things that we can do, like, is to actually take that first step and say, I can't do this on my own. And I can't do this on my own. I have like a handful of women that help me, guide me, and when I'm feeling off, like, I call them and they direct me back to, onto that spiritual beam where I kind of just try and, I wake up, I meditate, I pray, and I try and just continually be in this constant place of gratitude, like this state of gratitude. So, saying 5 things I'm grateful for in the morning, and then throughout the day, if I'm recognizing that I'm complaining, like, that's a huge thing that I'm just really watching my thought process right now. What am I complaining about, right? Like, what is it that, I feel I need or want, or I've been mistreated? And I literally try to replace that negative thought with a positive one of gratitude. Like, thank you for my life. Thank you for my home, my health, my family, my car, my warm bed. And now I'm operating in that positive energy, opposed to going down that, that negative road. Because once I start going down that negative road and my thoughts take over, like, look out, like, I'll be stuck for hours, sometimes days, just like thinking, and like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a show going on in here and I can't stop it. You know what I mean?
I totally feel that. And what really helped me, because I have depression, anxiety. It took me forever to start a podcast because of my anxiety would go through the roof. And what helps me is meditation. There's a YouTube channel that I follow called Power Thoughts Meditation Club. And if you ever have a chance, what you do is you just sit there with your eyes shut and you listen to the video, and they tell you all this positive stuff, and you pretend like those are your own thoughts. And eventually they become your actual thoughts. And it actually helps me out a lot.
That sounds amazing. So you'll have to send me that.
Will do.
That link. I would definitely be open to.
What's the best platform to send you stuff on? Because you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook.
Probably just email or Instagram are probably the two. Yeah.
And if you guys go ahead and follow Michelle, I have all of her links in the description of this podcast. Click on that after the show. Don't leave. So you're the co-founder of the Drive Foundation. Have you guys started that up yet? Because when I talked to Steve, it was in the beginning stages.
Yeah. So basically, when the pandemic hit, I was living in Toronto, and my husband and my son, he was 11 years old. The pandemic hit. We're living in this 867 square foot condo right downtown Toronto, and it was really hard for us. Like, we really didn't have a source of income. My husband lost his job, and we were like, okay, what are we going to do? And we found out that it's probably a 2-hour drive from Toronto in this small town right on this lake called Lake Erie. This town called Port Dover. My uncle was actually renting his house out. So right away I talked to him and I said, do you think we can rent the house out from you so we can get out of Toronto? You know, because my son was actually experiencing anxiety and wasn't even wanting to leave the apartment, you know. It was hard for all of us. So we ended up moving to this huge house that had it has 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, like this huge garage, like just tons of room and space, like a basement apartment, an in-ground pool. And get to this house, and I go upstairs, and there's like all these rooms, and I think to myself, how can I utilize all of this amazing space for healing? So I started to actually do recovery retreats for women. At the house, I ended up getting a couple beds donated to me. I bought a bunch of futons, and I filled all the rooms with beds. And then I started doing wellness and recovery retreats for women. And you know, the pandemic it was hard to do it with the pandemic as well. So I was able to do a couple in the fall of 2020. But then as things opened up, this past summer, I've been able to operate, and now in honor of Steve Brown, we created this program called the Art of Recovery wellness program for women. And yeah, it's been hard, like not having Steve a part of our team anymore, and just trying to figure out just a way to honor him. He worked with, I don't know if you know, he worked a lot with Debbie Travis out of Italy. His wife is really, really tight friends with her. So Debbie Travis has a lot of retreats at her villa in Tuscany. So I don't know, I kind of just thought of like, how can we, you know, where would Steve want us to be? And for me, like just helping women it just comes naturally to me. You know, through this 12-step program, I sponsor women all the time. So I truly believe that, you know, my purpose on this earth is to help others, but my main purpose, due to my experience, everything I've experienced throughout my life, all the trauma and certain abuse, my purpose is to help women who are dying from this disease that I have called alcoholism, you know. And it's been pretty amazing when I just kind of surrender over and just kind of ask my higher power, you know, where do you want me today? Who can I be of help to today? And maintaining that conscious contact, and just being able to trust the process, which can be really hard sometimes because I want to just control, right? I think I know, but I mean, the best place for me to be is just, I don't know, right? Just show me, you know, and these doors start to automatically open and things start to move and shift. And it's just like, okay, this is where you want me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It's really hard for humans to ignore their ego and let life take over. Let life do it. And you're very influential in those regards, because I admire you for wanting to help and at least admitting when you don't know and you need help yourself. So that's
Always
very helpful too. With the Drive Foundation, you guys help spread mental health awareness through entertainment and all of that. How are you guys reaching out in those regards?
So obviously we haven't been able to do really any events because of the pandemic. We kind of did a pilot run. It was the fall of 2019, so right before the pandemic hit. We were able to do this beautiful, amazing event called Emerging Artists Exhibit, and it's featuring visual artists in recovery. So we had 6 different people. Our event was at this huge gallery it was downtown Hamilton, Ontario. And this big wall with everyone's like artwork on it, and then we incorporated film and music. So the whole program is really honoring the arts through music, film, and visual arts. So at the time, Yes TV had just done a documentary. There was an hour documentary that was done on my story about music addiction and recovery. So we did a screening of the documentary, which they called it Drive, and then I performed a live show as well. So that was it was a pretty amazing night. So that was like one program that we haven't been able to do, but we're hoping in the spring of 2020 to kind of just ignite that again and keep moving forward and really honoring the arts and really promoting that. Like our hashtag is reach for help, right? And like we said earlier, like that was one of the hardest things for me to do. And even like if I'm ever, I talking on my socials or whatever, I'm just constantly like, if you or anyone like you're struggling, just text me through Facebook, Instagram, just reach out to me and I will get you connected to the proper resources that you need. Like, and that's why I'm so open about sharing my story, because there's someone out there that is going through exactly what I went through, and for me this is about saving lives, right? And really promoting that mental health awareness. You are not alone, right? 100% you're not alone.
You're never alone. Where can we find this documentary at?
So I can send you a link to it. We haven't really launched it yet through the website. I think in the new year we're going to edit it a little bit and add a couple things to it, and then we'll be launching it. So you'll be able to get access through the drivefoundation.org website, but I can send you a copy. Yeah.
Okay.
Check it out. Yeah.
You have the link below for the Drive Foundation, I do believe. If not, I'll add it later.
Okay. Yeah.
Naomi, is there anything you wanted to add to the conversation? I know you have notes and everything.
Yeah, there is. I was going to ask, I'd seen the episode with Steve Brown on, and he talked about going into schools and getting the whole, all the students involved in, and there was a job for everybody, and it was to do with arts and music and entertainment. It really got them engaged. I was just interested to know whether that had gone any further since, or has the pandemic affected the development of that?
It definitely affected the development of it, and unfortunately it was almost like Steve's baby, right? He had the vision for this, and it's definitely a part of I mean, the model and the idea is absolutely amazing because it gets everyone involved, and the entire purpose behind all of it is to promote mental health awareness, but unfortunately we haven't right now been able to kind of move forward with that, but hopefully I really hope in the near future we'll be able to kind of just pull that together and get that happening. I have been able to go to some schools and speak, and just do it that way, like where I'm just trying to raise awareness through my experience, strength, and hope, and really hoping that others can relate, because that's where it all started for me in high school, that young age, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's when it all really started, and especially with mental health. Like, at the age of 17, I was trying to end my life. I just didn't know how to reach for help. I didn't know who or how to. I didn't have the resources. So I was in and out of the hospital for a good 6 months. But yeah, I think it's honestly through really just promoting, like, you're not alone, and just please make that first step to reach for help, because it could save your life, literally,
And plus, the whole bullying issue in school too doesn't help.
No.
Because kids are ruthless. I remember when I was in school, kids are freaking ruthless.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
and they don't know how to handle the bullying issue because they punished me, the one that got bullied, instead of punishing the person that's doing it.
Same with me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they forced me into therapy, and then the bully got away with it because I believe he was a football player. And if you're in sports, you can get away with anything in high school.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Makes it rough.
My bully got an award at the end of the year.
Oh, no.
Congratulations.
Oh, jeez.
That is awful. That is awful.
It's all right. I got into the good college when I left.
Yeah.
So how's the in-home program going right now with the pandemic?
Sorry?
That program you have where you have people come into your home and you help them out.
So
How's that been going?
it's recovery retreats for women. It's been, knock on wood, it's been okay so far. We basically, you need to be double vaxxed to come, obviously, just for everyone else. It's been amazing. Like this past weekend, I was able to have a recovery retreat. It's just, I had a woman here who was 14 days sober, and I had a woman here who was 11 years sober. And the fact that we can all just learn and have that, connection with one another, it's pretty amazing, amazing to be a part of it. I'm just super grateful, Yeah.
It's awesome that you're helping people like that too, because some people are like, I recovered, I'm good, and they don't help anybody else.
Well, I think that's kind of what I first almost like explain to the women that I try and help. It's just like, okay, so your purpose is the same as mine, and that is to help women that are dying from this disease that we have, right? And there's no hierarchy here. It's just we are 100% on the same level, because I could be 10 years sober and so disconnected from my higher power, disconnected from this program, disconnected from people, and just be really sick. Like, I have to stay, I have to stay connected to what helps me here, right? And that is like maintaining that conscious contact with my higher power. Huge part of my recovery is giving away what I have, right? I get how this works, this 12-step program. I fully understand it. I'm armed with the facts about what my disease and my illness is, and now I have to give that away in order to maintain, to kind of just stay afloat, you know what I mean? And it works like magic, because I get to sit down from a girl who basically has lost her will to live and is just dying from this illness, and you just have to be open, willing, and honest to do this process. And I get to watch them, front row to recover from this illness, and then in turn start helping other women. Like, it's just it doesn't get better than that to me. It is the most gratifying thing, or one of them, that I've ever been able to experience in my entire life, Yeah.
And that's the thing with sobriety, though, most people don't realize. It doesn't stop at not doing the drug or whatever. You have to keep at it. You have to keep your mental state in check, because if not, you'll just go back to the way you was.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It is work. That's the thing. This is a program of doing. Like, I could want this and I can need it, but what am I doing to maintain it? To maintain my sanity, really? Because when like I said, I become so disconnected that I get to really, really dark places. Because I naturally want to just like, I think I'll just stay in bed, and and I'm just overpowered by these dark, negative thoughts, and I've had days where I don't get out of bed for a couple of days. I remember when the pandemic hit, I literally was in bed for 2 days because I was so bound by fear and anxiety. And I was just like, what am I going to do? Like, my family, and like just thinking of like, how are we going to live? Like, and then, how ironic is this? I have a friend of mine who sends me a link to an online meeting, And she's like, just come to this meeting, Michelle, like just start getting connected again, because all meetings shut down. Everything was shut down, right? So I go to this online meeting and I start thinking, okay, it's not that bad. Then I start thinking, well, how can I start up a women's meeting every Thursday night? So I said, through your group, can I run a Thursday night women's meeting? And she's like, absolutely. So I buy my Zoom account and I'm able to have 100 people in this meeting. And then, so I do my Thursday night step study. And then I think to myself, this isn't enough. So I started my own group on Facebook called Women in Recovery. And I invited 4 other women who are very active in the program. One of them does the program of Al-Anon, and then the other is Alcoholics Anonymous. Everyone is running meetings all week. So we run over 20 meetings a week. And it saved so many people during the pandemic. So many women got sober. Mm-hmm. Coming to these meetings, and I think we just reached over 5,000 women globally on our group now. Yeah. So it's
impressive.
That's something's amazing. At work there. It's not me, right? I don't. It's just I'm just continually doing what I think I know, should be doing. So,
that's wonderful, especially during the pandemic. Yeah. The pandemic's not been easy on anyone's mental health.
No, that's why I just threw myself into who can I help? Who needs help? Okay, let's get these meetings going. And it was literally a full-time job, during the lockdown, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For anyone out there that wants to be a part of your program, do you still do the video stuff, or is it all in person right now?
So right now there's what I can do is I can send you the link for the Facebook group. It's called Women in Recovery. And we still run the meetings. We have a noon meeting every day that's pretty successful. Saturdays and Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock, we do a meditation meeting, which is great, and it's just kind of we'll do a guided meditation and just get connected and share afterwards, And then through the week at night, there's a couple meetings that I still do my Thursday night step study. I haven't stopped doing that. Yeah.
You'll have to send me that link. So
I will for sure.
Because if anybody needs help, they know where to go.
And it's how easy access. It's just basically you click a couple buttons and boom, you're in. And you don't have to share if you don't want. You don't have to have your camera on, but you can just sit and listen to other people's experience, right? And that's how I kind of got connected. I started going to these meetings. And I'm like, oh, well, I think like that, and I drink like that, and that's my experience too. And I started to identify with other people in the room, which helped me just really understand, okay, maybe I do have this illness. Maybe I do need help, and for me, my disease, it centers in my mind, and it's my ego. And I believe my ego is my disease, and it has one mission, and that is to kill me. Those thoughts, okay, you know what? Maybe you're last drunk, but it wasn't that bad. Going to the hospital and getting concussion and getting a CAT scan, that's not that bad. And I would convince myself that it's not that bad, and I would believe these thoughts that it's not real, right? So the fact that I can be awake to that is just such a blessing now, right? Just awake to the fact that that's not real, and I can't, I need to just connect with my higher power, which I call God, and just really maintain that truth. Continue to be honest with myself constantly,
Mm-hmm. And also the issue a lot of recovering alcoholics have is they'll see one drink and they're like, oh, what's one drink gonna do? And then they're back on that train again.
And unfortunately, I remember when I first came into this program, I remember my sponsor telling me, she's like, you stick around the rooms long enough, you're going to see people die from this disease, right? Mm-hmm. And it is true. And it doesn't take long for you to see people who go back out and they don't come back. And the crazy thing is most people don't make it into the rooms. Most don't. I'm going to say probably 90% don't even make it into the rooms. 10% that do, it's just like, okay, you need to do this. And it has been the only thing that's ever worked for me, right? And I had to be in a place of desperation in order for it to really work. I needed to be desperate and just like show me what to do. I can't do this anymore. I remember just seeing a woman who was very active in the program and just going up to her and just saying, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to die. Please just tell me what to do and I will do it. And I just followed her direction, everything she told me to do. She took me through these 12 steps that saved my life, right? And, step 12 is that we carry this message to others that are struggling. And that's what I continue to do in my 7th year of sobriety, right?
Congratulations.
And I'm doing it, and I'm going at it so hard. And the reason why is because my life depends on this, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really hard fighting your own mind too.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like constantly fighting your own mind, which meditation for me has helped. I know you also do yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
What form of yoga do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I think actually, it's super amazing. We just had a woman come at the recovery retreat who does trauma sensitive yoga. So people that have struggled with addictions and PTSD. So it's super light. It's not really intense. But for me, I'm just in the process of trying to just finding the time to get my yoga teacher training, and then I think once I'm there, it'll be good. I'm excited to learn, and I've been doing hot yoga. I don't know if you've ever tried that. I love it.
I've heard about it.
I've heard of it.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I heard it's pretty intense.
Oh, it's amazing. You basically go in this room and it's super hot. and you do the class and you just sweat like crazy. It's unbelievable. We haven't been able to go to classes because of the pandemic, but they're starting up again. So
is it like a sauna or is it not that hot?
It's not a sauna. It's dry heat. Like it's, yeah. But it's super popular here. Super popular.
I honestly don't know how to do yoga for like 30 to 40 minutes. I could barely do 15.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like amazing at it either. I find whenever I can't keep up, I just literally just lay on my mat and just like try and just stay present. And I don't, it's just like my body will tell me what I can and can't handle,
That's pretty much like my routine in the mornings. Like I wake up like at 7 a.m. Then I do like some morning yoga for 10 minutes and then off to work.
I've been trying to implement yoga into my daily routine. I've been trying to do DDP yoga, which is Diamond Dallas Page, former pro wrestler.
Oh, wow.
He has his own yoga program, and his yoga workouts are anywhere between 5 minutes to 40 minutes, whatever you have time to do.
Cool.
And he's helped a lot of people. If you want to look into him, he's really good. He's similar to you. He's helped a lot of people into recovery.
Yeah.
And like Scott Hall, another pro wrestler, he helped into recovery. Jake Roberts, like a lot of people that he's helped with the mental health thing. And that's where yoga helps a lot of people with their, because it also helps get your mind in the right mindset. Because if you're not in the right mindset, you're not going to get to where you want and where you want your results to be.
Yeah.
But yoga, the issue I've had is downward dog. I can't get that down one bit. I look like a dog having a seizure. Like, I can't do it.
Oh, jeez.
It hurts. What's the key to downward dog?
I don't know. My husband's not flexible either, and he's just like, I can't do this. I think just even just trying and just not forcing it, right?
Because I'm always on my tippy toes.
Are you? Me too. Yeah.
I can't get my
I'm
feet
sort of
flat.
like that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get my feet flat, and I can't like actually bring it in. I look like a dog with bad hips. I don't know.
I was okay with downward dog. It was just when the yoga teacher years ago, and I went to a yoga class, said to do a headstand. I couldn't do that.
I can't do that.
No.
Not yet. No.
Yoga gets crazy. They're like, do a headstand. No, spin in circles. Like, what the?
My back bridges are on point now. I can finally do the full back bridge, like the fully back extend, without my shoulders
that's
sticking
good.
out and my lower back getting really tight. So, kind
They
of the
say
master.
yoga is really good for people with like bad backs too.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to get into it, but that downward dog, it kicks me every time. I've never seen a dog bend like that. I don't.
Yeah, so how did you even come up with this? The name. Yeah.
Like, whew. But yeah, I'm always on my tippy toes, and I can never quite make it where I need to be. I don't know. I'll figure it out one of these days.
Maybe go to a class. I'm going to a class.
They do have yoga classes, but the closest one that I was going to go to is about an hour and something away, but
Oh, wow.
they shut it down because of the pandemic.
I think everything's on YouTube, though.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
even if you Googled how to do, a downward dog position yoga, and I'm sure you'll get tons of videos on how.
The way that
I
I
just
saw
go
it
on
is
YouTube. YouTube's the best place to go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just find-
you can become a certified mechanic on YouTube.
Probably, yeah.
You can do anything with YouTube. You can become a chef.
Yes, you can.
Is that how you became a chef, Greg? YouTube?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, the way that
Didn't
I
know what
heard,
to do with myself, so I just went on YouTube. Career goals. Yeah.
career goals, because being Dwayne The Rock Johnson's lookalike didn't work out for me.
I think I'm working.
But I heard that the best way to do downward dog to get used to it is you walk your feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've tried that. Now I can walk my feet, but I can't get my feet flat. What other workouts do you do besides yoga that helps you out?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I like to try and run when I can, just even for 10 minutes, just to get those natural endorphins going. It's huge for my mental health, huge, to really to break a sweat. And just like I said, to get those endorphins pumping through my body, those natural endorphins that we have.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. I definitely need that. And I find when I don't exercise, I can feel it. Like I can really feel it. So definitely is a big part of how I kind of maintain that, stability, of feeling balanced for my mental health. For me, it's a combination of like prayer, meditation, yoga, exercise, eating right. You eat a Big Mac, you're gonna feel like a Big Mac. Like it's pretty true, right?
We need to put that as a quote.
I might
That'd be a good slogan.
If you eat a Big Mac, you'll feel like a Big Mac.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's so true. So it's kind of just really watching what I'm putting in my gut, because that is just, it's so connected to the way I feel and think. I even notice it. I eat a lot of carbs and I'm feeling heavy and I just want to lie down, where if I eat, a nice piece of salmon with some veg, and it energizes me, right? Like
Sounds so good.
it gives me energy and I'm like, let's go. Yeah, and honestly, helping other women. It's such a part of my everyday, not even routine, it's just a part of my life, right? Because it helps me, and the crazy thing about helping others is that it gets us out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm helping you, I'm out of this crazy show that's happening sometimes. And I'm actually doing something that's useful, I'm actually helping someone. But for me, helping someone, it helps me too. Sometimes it helps me more. And they don't even understand it, right?
Sometimes you feel more accomplished when you've helped someone else than yourself, which is awesome. Walking helps me, but if I'm running, you better look to see what I'm running from, because I think you better start running.
Oh, I'm a runner. I love running.
Yeah.
I go running a lot.
I love walking and I love jogging.
Awesome.
But in the winter, it's hard. I live in Ohio, so it's either between 20 degrees to 50 degrees, and sometimes it's way too cold to walk.
Yeah, I think I dress appropriately. Like it snowed the other day, and we've got snow on the ground here. I put my huge boots on, my snow pants. I get completely bundled up, and I'm just breathing in that fresh, crisp air, and I'm just going for like a 15-minute walk. Like it helps me so much, you know? Yeah.
I need to get out and go for a walk. You got me wanting to walk now. I haven't been wanting to walk for weeks because me and my family, we just came down with COVID. We're finally getting over it. And it was a treat getting out of bed some mornings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been fun. Not really.
No, oh my goodness.
If I have any advice for anyone, just skip it. Don't get this crap. But yeah, you've been having cold weather too over in Canada. You guys get it in the extremes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You live in a part of Canada where you get real bad winters?
Yep. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. Them and the moose.
Yeah, it can be hard. Especially like I find like the weather really affects my mood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you find that, but if the sun is out and shining, like right away I'm up and I feel energized. And if it's gray and dark the next day and I'm just like, even if it's raining, I'm like, I definitely don't want to get out of bed.
The weather has a lot to do with my mood too, and I believe I believe they call that seasonal attitude disorder or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because that's the initials are SAD.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. I never even saw that.
But yeah, there's a disorder for that, and whenever it's dark out, it's hard for me to even get out of bed.
Oh yes, seasonal affective disorder. Yeah.
Yeah, seasonal affective disorder.
There we go. Yeah.
I had it, kinda. I'm not a doctor. I've never claimed to be.
I'm not.
I take vitamin D, just droplets. I just put, you can just put it in your orange juice or water, anything you're drinking throughout the day, and it just helps boost that your vitamin D level. Because I'm lacking those certain vitamins that are helping, right? And then I think another thing is, for me, it's just sitting down and writing music, playing music, just really finding that artistic outlet, so whether you paint or anything that is just working with your hands, I don't know, I feel better when I'm cleaning. I love cleaning. People think I'm crazy, but I just love like cranking the tunes and just cleaning my house. I absolutely love it,
If you like cleaning, we do have a house that needs cleaned over here.
It needs help.
What helps me, and I've heard in several patients this does help, not just vitamins for me, but cannabis has helped me a lot with my mental health, because it regulates your mind and gets rid of all the bad thoughts. Mm-hmm. And it helps me a lot. But now I live in a state, I was living in Arizona for about 9 months, and it's legal there. Mm-hmm. Now I have to get a medical card because I'm back in Ohio.
Yeah.
But the stigma behind it is kind of gone by now. A lot of people think, oh, it's drug abuse. It's not if you take it in small doses as a medication.
Right.
But it's helped me a lot.
Well, that's great. If it works, how amazing is that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm probably going to cut this episode off here shortly because I'm starting to get exhausted. Naomi, is there anything you wanted to add?
I think that was all the questions that I had. Yeah.
If you want to do a part 2 when I'm feeling better, you are more than welcome to come back on the show. We love talking to you, and we love talking mental health.
Amazing, yeah. Listening about the Drive Foundation, it just sounds such a good foundation, and what you're doing and helping so many people.
Yeah, I would love to come back. Thank you for having me. I'm just going to do a quick plug here. We just did a new mix and master of the song Drive that I wrote, which is about my recovery, and you guys can find it on Spotify. So just,
I love that song.
yeah. Just,
Yes, it's lovely.
we did the radio edit, and we're just actually in the new year, we're going to be pushing it out to the UK. So hopefully you'll be hearing it on the stations over there.
Oh, lovely.
Nice. Lovely.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
we admire
Yeah,
you. Keep up all the hard work. It is paying off, and we are very proud of all of your success.
Thank you.
No problem. And it has been a great episode. Anyone that has mental health problems, don't be afraid to reach out. There's suicide hotlines. There are people, lovely people like Michelle to reach out to.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to reach out. And everyone, as always, live long, rock hard. And until next time, take your vitamins, say your prayers, brother. No.
Do yoga.
And do yoga.
And go running.
Yeah, turn your
that too.
Listen to music while cleaning.
Turn your heat in your home to 97 degrees and do yoga. Thank you for joining us, Michelle. It has been a blast.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
Thank you so much.
And go check out Michelle's song Drive. It is incredible. And go check out the Drive Foundation. All links are below. And I will put the link for the Facebook page once you send it to me.
Perfect.
Love you guys. Goodbye. Until